I gotta log into Instagram on this tablet. I'm not able to right now. My password is. Anyways, anywho, come on in the room. Come on in the room and have some coffee with me on this beautiful Saturday morning. If you have been blessed by the best to be here, grand rising to you, Tracy. If you have been blessed by the best to be here, put it down in the chat. Let me know that you have been blessed by the best. All right, because we are still here amongst the living above ground. Okay. And that makes a huge difference in what we can do with our lives. That means we still have the possibility of changing our lives. Now, if you with me, let me know. Put it down in the chat. Even if you are watching the replay, let me know that you have been blessed by the best because I care. Okay. A lot of people, some people did not get that blessing that we got this morning, but you and I did. Okay. So if you're watching this morning, okay. All right, Queen, you like the blonde? You like the blonde? So if you are watching this morning, just know that God is not done with you. God is not done with me. God is not definitely done with you. So we are going to do what we need to do to make sure that our lives match with what the Most High has. It's part of the plan. It's a part of the plan. So I just want to something is playing right now, y'all. What is that? Uh, where is that music playing? Now I'm gonna have to try and figure it out. Lord, I don't know what's playing, but something's playing somewhere. It gotta be this. All right, this. That's what I get. Anywho, you drinking your tea? I got my coffee this morning. I got my coffee and some ice water this morning because up under these lights, it be listen, y'all. I don't. Oh, people that be on stages and stuff. Those lights are hot. Y'all, let me tell y'all what happened yesterday. So we come in the house from doing our errands and stuff. We left Brownie home, right? Why this little boy decides to now I'm only 5'3" and a quarter. His jump is way high, like he can literally jump over my head. He jumps up to greet us, bashes me right in the face. Right in the face. You can't really see it unless you on me, but it's there, and this sucker hurt. Okay. This sucker really, really hurt. So I wanted to come and talk to y'all today just about some things that's going on in the news. Um, let's see what I have here. Just give me a moment, y'all. Hey, Gerard, grand rising to you, grand rising to you. Y'all, give me a moment. Give me a moment. I'll be right back. It's burning up, and I gotta get some ice. This is how the hot flashes be having me. Like for real. This is how the hot flashes be having me. I Lord knows, don't laugh, y'all, but it be real like this sometimes. Especially up under these lights. So how's everybody doing? How was everybody's Christmas? Did y'all get some nice things? Man, woo. Did y'all get some nice things for Christmas? Did you enjoy your Christmas, Tracy? Did you enjoy your Christmas, Gerard? And anybody else who's watching on live right now on YouTube, if you're on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Grand rising to you, Queen. I see you over there, Lizette. Y'all, I am literally up here hot flashing. It don't even make no sense. I was all right until I got up under these lights, and I don't want to turn the lights off, or maybe I do, because that's just adding more heat. Lord, maybe that'll help. Let's see. Am I gonna be too in the dark? I hope not. Nope. It's up. That is a little bit too in the dark. All right, y'all. I'll be right back. And I opened up the window to make sure I got some coolness. Now here I am in the middle of the winter. Y'all, I came out of Wegmans the other day, and when I tell you I wanted to rip that coat off of me, come on now with this. I wanted to rip that coat off of me. Oh, thank you, Queen. So how's everybody on this Saturday? I said that I'm going to commit to coming at least once a week, and that's on Saturday. The next day that I want to commit to, y'all, is Wednesdays. I want to bring back that Where You At Wednesdays because I feel like Hump Day is the middle of the week. And it's that day where everybody, a lot of people are feeling like, oh, blah, and like, oh, it's not the beginning of the week. It's not the end of the week. It's like the middle of the week. And that's when, they call it hump day for a reason. Hey, Dark Knight, grand rising to you. It's been a while. Hello, official K Dot. Hello, everybody. Come on in. Come on in. Make sure if you have not, you hit that subscribe button. If you are over here on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button for me. So some of the things that I wanted to talk about, y'all, aside from these hot flashes that I be getting because it's working my nerves. Let's see. Let me get in here. 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 And I think I did the wrong one. Okay. So y'all know Nigeria. Donald Trump is still trumping. Okay. He's still trumping right now. So let me read some of my notes that I put in here. So Nigeria, what's going on in Nigeria that is getting bombed? What's happening? And what's behind these U.S. strikes? Because listen, inquiring minds wanted to know. Me, I'm the inquiring mind, and I wanted to know. So a suicide bombing at a mosque in Maiduguri, Borno State, killed, unlike at least 5 worshipers and injured around 35 more during evening prayers, y'all. No group has publicly claimed responsibility. That whining y'all hear in the background is the grand dog Brownie, because he's on punishment again. But the region has long since been plagued by Boko Haram in the Islamic State West Africa province, y'all, the SWAT militants. The U.S. backed these airstrikes in Nigeria, and I'm trying to figure out why. What is going on? So the U.S. launched airstrikes on alleged ISIS-linked militant camps in Sokoto State in northwest Nigeria, with coordination from the Nigerian government, marking a notable escalation in counter-terror operations. So from what I'm gathering, they're saying that ISIS is here in Nigeria. We haven't even heard of ISIS in so long. When did they just pop? Are they just popping up all of a sudden? So Trump has publicly framed this as a strike against militants accused of targeting Christians, calling it a Christmas present for ISIS. I can't make this stuff up, y'all. But Nigerian officials reject the narrative. They're saying, oh, no, absolutely not. Instead saying that the strikes are part of a broader counter-terror cooperation. Now, I'll read what The Guardian is saying, y'all. This is where I'm getting some of my references from. So The Guardian says, the U.S. warns of more Nigeria strikes as Abuja talks of joint ongoing operations. Pete Hegseth says more to come as Nigerian minister confirms his country provided intelligence for the first wave. Now, the U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has warned of new strikes against Islamic targets in northwest Nigeria. I didn't even know ISIS was in Nigeria, y'all. I didn't know this. Hours after the U.S. military took action against militant camps in what President Donald Trump has characterized as efforts to stop the unlifing of Christians. So Hegseth wrote on X that the president was clear last month: the unlifing of innocent Christians in Nigeria and elsewhere must end. The Pentagon is always ready, so ISIS found out on Christmas. More to come. More to come. Y'all, listen. This is way above my pay grade. Hey, Juanita Grand Rising, thank you so much for joining this morning. This is way, way above my pay grade. But it seems like to me that it's probably more than what we are privy to. I feel like it's probably more than what we are privy to. If you really get to digging, which I want to get to digging to find out, okay, why Nigeria? Is ISIS really there? Nigeria's foreign minister, Yusuf Tagar, said on Friday that the U.S. strikes, which came after Trump had locked the countries in a diplomatic dispute when he accused Nigeria's government of failing to stop Christians from being unlived in the country. and it's part of a joint ongoing operations. But why is my question? Why Sokoto of all places? Now, this is where the story really gets messy and controversial. Y'all, there's a strategic intelligence versus local reality. Now, the U.S. claims intelligence pointed to the extremist camps there, saying ISIS is there, but local Nigerians and independent analysts have questions why Sokoto, of all places, a region not previously known as a hardcore ISIS stronghold. Why Sokoto? Why was it chosen over spots like Borno, where decades of militant violence have occurred? Like, why this place? Juanita said, I do not like Trump at all. Trump Trump has definitely caused a lot of chaos and confusion in this country over these last few months. I don't know about y'all, but I can't believe it's just going on a year. Like, it's literally just going on a year. I'll be turning 50 on January 18th, and January 20th, it'll be his 1 year anniversary in office, the second term. Now, Trump and some U.S. lawmakers have amplified this rhetoric around violence targeting Christians in Nigeria's central middle belt, which is a separate and complex conflict involving ethnic and land disputes, not directly tied to the ISIS-linked factions in the north. Like, it has nothing to do with it. Now, the local impact is villagers near Java, where the strikes occurred, were reportedly terrified and confused. Could you imagine these airstrikes happening and you're like, wait a minute, what is going on? This is my home. What is going on? They also reported seeing the night sky light up and never have experienced that type of violence before. The bottom line is it's a mix of real security concerns, ISIS affiliates, and militant groups versus the U.S. political messaging, religious persecution claims, and Nigerian sovereignty balancing with ordinary people caught in the middle. So again, it feels like a war on normal people. It's a war on the people. All right. Now, y'all know there's no deal in Congress. Congress went on vacation without passing any type of resolution towards these ACA credits. As 2025 wraps up, Congress failed to pass an extension of those subsidies before the holiday recess. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I have family members that are affected. I know people who are affected by by them not passing an extension. Some people premiums are going to double and triple, y'all. Right? We are, Juanita, you ain't lied, beautiful. We are definitely experiencing spiritual warfare. That's why I want us to be prepared. That's why I want to provide the information. I want to help enlighten y'all and also encourage y'all that it ain't over. Like my mama, Sister Green, always said, it ain't over yet. This too shall pass. It's going to pass. And the next president is going to have to come and clean up what's going on right now. No, Brownie. No, you're on punishment. I feel like we need to be doing a better job at making sure that this country is viable for the future generations. Now, I'm not a human grandma yet. I have some bonus grands, but I feel like we need to be paying attention. Now, Tracy said, wait a minute, ma'am, I'm older than you. You're not that much older than me, beautiful. You, Lola, and I must get together. Yes. Oh my goodness. Yes. He's trying to. And you know what, beautiful? I can't lie and say this has not stressed me out. Like, this year has probably been one of the most trying years of my entire life. Like, to be afraid to be in a country that I've been in forever. Like, I've been here forever. And to be afraid that our president is going to pick a fight with somebody who's not going to give a DAM in about us, and possibly get to powing us. What makes us exempt from it? Everybody's not going to continue to allow him to bully them. Everybody's not going to continue to allow that. And we, the normal people who's just trying to survive in this country, who's trying to thrive in this country, who's trying to make a better living in this country, we're going to be the ones caught in the crossfire of it, because they aren't going to be warning us. They're going to be building bunkers in the earth that cost millions of dollars, and us normal people who don't have millions and trillions and billions of dollars are going to be stuck in the middle, you know. So right now, as I was saying, you know, Congress failed to pass that extension. That's huge. Now, I know some of us may get Medicaid and all of that, but we may have family members who are affected by this, or kids. You know, I have young children who healthcare is expensive. So these subsidies, hey, beautiful, I see you. Thank you, Dambrielle. So these subsidies were very helpful. Somebody I know, their premiums literally just tripled, And then to make matters worse, if you didn't have these subsidies, when you went to file your taxes, you're probably going to get fined, you know. Meanwhile, the administration is pushing healthcare price transparency rules to make costs clearer for consumers long term, in an effort. What's that bag? It's no, it's in the refrigerator. It's some in the refrigerator. I should flip it over there to him, y'all, while he's trying to sneak in this kitchen. This Leo of mine. Oh goodness, too funny. It's like they didn't care. Now, when those local elections come up, y'all, we need to be out there full force, because if they don't care about us, why should we care about electing them into office? You know, I feel like the people that we elected into office could have done a better job at pushing this for us. Because at the end of the day, again, it's the normal people, it's the middle class, it's the lower middle class who's going to be affected by this. The bottom line is the ACA isn't being repealed yet, but crucial financial protections are disappearing, which really could reshape the health coverage here in the U.S. if Congress does not act. Hey, Simone. Dambrielle is just about to say the same thing. Oh, thank you so much. Y'all, I'm decided. Listen, I'll be 50 in a few weeks, and my daughter and my guy is always saying that I look nice in the blonde. Yeah, I don't know, y'all. I like the blonde, but it's something that I have to get used to, because growing up, you know, being darker, I always heard people being picked on. You know, thinking about Diddy's mom, she always rocks the blonde. You know, but it's not something that I feel comfortable with yet. Need to elect some real change. Yes, we do. We need to elect some real change makers, because the people that are in office, it's like they're scared. But they should be scared of us. I feel like they should be afraid of us. Babe, you want to let him out? Because he gonna keep whining. I feel like they should be afraid of us. What's up, best friend? I see you just popped in. But it's like they aren't. Like, how could they leave and go on vacation knowing that these subsidies have not been extended? Even if they extended it for the year, just until the end of this year, while people figure it out, that would have been something. But they didn't even do that for us, y'all. They didn't do that for us. And these are the people that we put into office. These are the people that we elected. I don't get it. I really don't. But again, it's above my pay grade. Let's see what else is going on. So Infinity Castle just became the highest grossing anime film in U.S. history, and people are talking about it. Now, I watched some anime with my kids, but not a lot. I think that's dope. I really think that's dope. Simone said they should be, but we aren't making our voices heard when it matters. Exactly, Simone. That's what I was saying. I feel, Simone, do you think that it's because some people are afraid to use their voice? Because I know for a very long time I was afraid. We'll put the cap on that Infinity Castle for a moment, because I want to get back to this conversation. And Simone, thank you for tapping in on that. Do you think that some people are afraid to use their voices, or in my case, I didn't even know I had a voice that could be used to make a change for anything. I didn't know that about myself. And I feel like um as I look into the older generation, like those from my mom's generation, they were kind of taught to hush and not use their voice, afraid to speak up against certain atrocities that were being done, even though like the civil rights movement happened during the time my mom was growing up. And I can remember her telling me about the sit-ins that they did right here in Lackawanna, the sit-ins that they did. Like they were fighting against this, but then it seems like now once that was over, this generation and our kids, well, I can't even say our kids, because when you look at like Jasmine Crockett, she in her voice. So what could the problem be, y'all? Like inquiring minds really want to know. Simone said they should be, but we aren't making our voices heard when it matters. Do you think that that's the case, that we aren't making our voices heard when it matters? Well, you know, it's so funny that as I sit and think about it, we will go and raise our ruckus about, I don't know, something that really is not beneficial for us. But when it comes to our kids and just living, we hush. We don't say much. Simone said, I agree. Many don't believe it's worth it. Yeah, I hear that all the time. I go back and forth with my uncle about that, and mind you, he was born in the 50s. So again, that's that generation where they were told to hush because it's not worth it. Won't vote because he doesn't think it counts. Dambrielle said the problem is the people not exercising their right to vote. I agree. I agree. Oh, excuse me. Do you think, like I hear from my uncle all the time, why vote when my vote isn't going to matter? But it is going to matter, because our vote, hey babe, I see you just popping up. Our votes do matter, because the more we vote, the more what is it, the electoral college? I don't know about government, y'all. Just help me. But our votes do matter, especially on the local side. They matter because we put those people in place. So if the people on the local side aren't doing what we need them to do, I don't think they should be there anymore. What else is going on? I also wanted to ask y'all about relationships, y'all. We were having a conversation recently. I was having a conversation with some friends, and something came up about relationships and marriages. Now, I remember my mom saying the first time you marry, it's for love. The second time you marry is for stability. Now, if you keep going after that, some people think, okay, you just like the idea of being married. What are y'all thoughts on that? Do you think that the first time is love and the second time is stability? Or do you think that it's a possibility that the first time wasn't really real love and you actually found your real love the second go round? You know, Dambrio said it starts locally. Big Mike said the people's popularity vote is 9. Yeah. So, what are your thoughts on that as far as relationships? Do you think that it's a possibility to find real love a second go round? Or do you think that it's more for stability? I think it can be a combination of both, because some people, now when I think back to like our grandparents, many people stayed in marriages because when you get married, it's supposed to be a forever thing, but it didn't necessarily mean they were happy. So what happened is, y'all, what's going on is more and more people, and my age and beyond are getting divorced. Like 65 and older, they're getting divorced. Could you imagine being with somebody for 35 years and then all of a sudden getting a divorce? That would be different. Gerard said there was something you said, Miss Green, that really caught my ears. People marry for love. True people marry for stability. Yeah, my mom said that to me. For stability, very true. But my question is, have you ever heard anybody marrying for lust? Woo, yep, yes, yes. And then they usually get divorced within 48 hours. Yeah, but that's the thing too, Gerard. Let's open up the conversation. And if anybody want to jump on with me, feel free. I can definitely invite you. Just raise your hand. That's a great. Let's open up the conversation because sometimes we do get lust confused with love. My mom used to call it ickmatize. Now y'all can put the D on there yourself, but that's what my mom used to call it. You ickmatize. You ain't in love. You ickmatize. Have you ever found yourself being p-whipped, Gerard? Have you ever found that that's been the case and it wasn't really what you thought it would be? That's a good question. Big Mike said, I think it's the whole bowl of wax. I think as I get older, and mind you, I was married for 20 years, and I thought that was like the only person that I would ever love my whole entire life. I thought that I would never find anything other than what that was. I didn't think that I would be able to, but I did. Dambriel said, "You not the same person you was at 19 compared to 50. You either grow stronger together or grow apart." I agree. Oh, I love that. I love that, Dambriel. You're right, because we aren't the same people. I'm not the same person that I was at 19. I don't think that you're right. I like that because we do grow. And when you grow, you want your partner to be able to grow with you. And sometimes that doesn't happen. Sometimes the partner just is not ready to grow. And that's when it's time for you to go. But sometimes we hold on thinking that we can fix it, thinking that we can change a person, but keeping in mind that a person will only change when they're ready to, especially with men. And I can only speak on my own personal experience. It's been my experience that when I dated, I realized that some instances that man was not really looking for a woman; they were looking for a mom. And I got 6 kids. I don't need no other kids. I don't have time to be a mom to anybody. Simone said, I can't really comment because I've never been married, but I do believe that as we mature, our perception of what love is should be maturing as well. I agree. I agree, Simone. And you are exactly right. You are absolutely right. I feel the same way. Even being in a relationship, not married, I agree. Like the way I look at love now is totally different to what I looked at back then. I've grown to a point where I realize my worth. And when I was looking at love, not realizing my worth, I also came to find out that I was willing to settle for certain things that today it'd be like, okay, I'm not settling. But back then, as I look over my life, I was, and it had to deal with my worth, how I felt. So as I began to mature, the way I loved also began to mature, because what I found is that we really do teach people how to love and respect us. So if you aren't getting that from somebody that you're dealing with, I think that, and this is what I do, I check in with myself and say, okay, so how am I showing up? Am I showing up as somebody who does not love themselves? Am I showing up as somebody who does not give a doggone about themselves? Because if I am, then that's my fault. I need to show up for myself. I need to show these people how to love me. Dambrielle said, what? Yes. What can Michelle say? Can't raise a man. Dambrielle, when I tell you that song was the background for some time in my life, because I realized you can't raise a man and you can't raise a woman either. I don't want to leave us out saying that we perfect, because you can't. There's some women out here looking for daddies. They just looking for somebody to pay their way. They're not looking for a relationship. They looking for a dad. somebody to pay their way, just like men. Some men out here looking for a mom, somebody to soothe their soul and cook and clean for them, even though they ain't doing nothing. Can't even bring home the bacon or pay the rent. But you want somebody to love on you and treat you like how? Have you have you ever been in a situation like that with a person and they not doing nothing for themselves but expect you to do everything for them? I know I have, and I got out of that real quick. Okay, real quick. Dambriel said people will just settle just to say they have someone. Yep. Usually, them type of people don't know their worth. Yes, yes. People will settle just to say they have someone. Mm-mm. It's not worth it because you know what? We end up hurting in the long run. We end up that pain in the long run. In the long run, Simone said, "We get what we accept every time." I've been guilty of that. Me too, beautiful. Me too. Ashanti got that song. What's that song she sing? And she talk about it. She talk about being disrespected, and she was accepting it. I think at this big old age that I am, 49, y'all, there's just certain things that I'm just not willing to deal with, right? My mom had this saying, I can do bad all by myself. You absolutely can. You can do bad all by yourself. You don't need nobody to tag along with you when you're doing bad. You need help. You know, you need somebody to assist you. You don't need nobody tagging along. Hello, beautiful. I see Sokoto is predominantly Muslim, Devajna was saying. Yeah. What else has been going on in the news? Nicki Minaj. Nicki. What do y'all think about Nicki being on that podcast, that platform with Charlie Kirk's wife? What do y'all think is going on there? I've been reading some of the comments. People are saying all types of stuff about Nicki. Some people think she's lost her mind. Some people think that she's just trying to get back at her fans because she feels hurt. You know, there's a lot of different narratives going around, but my thoughts are and my prayers are with Nicki, because if she is struggling from what they say that she's struggling with, peace over everything, exactly. If she is struggling with that, and some of the conversation that I'm hearing is that allegedly she may not have a good relationship with her mom. You know, there is a world where moms don't care for daughters. They're jealous of their daughters for whatever reason. There's a world where fathers are jealous of their sons. This is true, y'all. There's a world where that is happening. Now, is that happening in Nikki's case? I don't know, because I don't know her personally, and I don't want to make it seem like I know. But if we are doing a hypothetical here, you know, if you take a case where you feel like you don't belong, and the people who are supposed to be in your corner are the ones who's actually backing you into the corner, then yeah, you're going to be experiencing some depression, and it doesn't feel good. And then they're saying, you know, her husband is doing all of these things, cheating on her. um what else are they saying? That, you know, she's kind of doped up and all of these allegations, but nobody's there with Nicki. Nobody's there with her. Nobody's there living her life. What I can, hey, 14 Mafia, hey. Oh, I wanted to get to y'all show the other day, but I had to work. Working the weekend, y'all, sucks. But I got to get that money. Talking about Nicki Minaj, y'all, and everything that went on. Thank you so much. Oh, we love you too, man. My favorite. If y'all are not following 14 Mafia, make sure y'all follow 14 Mafia. Oh, I love them so much. 14 Mafia and Bam Fam. Now, I never told this story, y'all. 14 Mafia and Bam Fam are actually what opened up my eyes to the culture and the music here in Buffalo, and just how talented the people here are here in Buffalo. When I saw 14 Mafia, Now, mind you, I believe that was their first live show where they performed, but you would have thought that they had been performing for years, had me on my feet, just opened up this world of music and culture for me. So I'm going to forever be following and supporting them and love those guys so much because they opened up my eyes to something. Same thing with Bam Fam, Divine and Debonair. When I saw them perform again at the 716 Music Awards, just phenomenal stage presence, just phenomenal. Just the professionalism that both of them showed. It just made me fall in love with what's going on here in Buffalo as far as the music. So make sure if y'all are not following 14 Mafia, y'all follow them because they are stars in the making. They are truly. I'm getting it. That's the plan. That's the plan because 2026 got to open up some different doors for me. Got to open up some different doors for me. I hate that I have to work this schedule, y'all, but God is good, and I'm grateful that I got a job because if you don't have a job and you're sitting on your ASE, I feel sorry for you. Now's the time. Now is not the time to not be working. Now is not the time to be sitting around waiting on something to happen. If you are, oh we, I feel sorry for you. I do, because now is not the time. But getting back to this situation with Nikki, did y'all see the video? Did y'all see what she was saying? How I don't know if she's playing into it or maybe she's trying to, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Why would she do that? Does it have something to do with her husband? Is she trying to get him off on something? Like, I don't know. Or maybe these are honestly her feelings. I don't know. But I do hope that whatever is going on in Nikki's life, that she gets some good people around her and that she doesn't have leeches around her because it matters. When you have people around you that's just constantly pulling, constantly begging, constantly can I, you can't get a relief. Every time you pick up your phone is can I. Every time you open up your laptop is can I. That is not a good existence. So, I feel for her, especially if she's the only strong one in that camp. It's hard trying to be strong and carry everything. Like, you need somebody to help you carry that weight sometimes. And if she doesn't have that in her corner, y'all, we need to be praying that she gets somebody in her corner because what Nikki has provided for the culture, I think is worth it. Don't you think? So instead of dogging her and saying, oh, she's crazy and all this, that, and the other, how about we say some prayers for Nikki? Prayers of stability and comfort and strength with whatever she's dealing with. Because if the allegations are true and she's dealing with substance abuse, y'all, that is not easy to break. It's not easy for anybody. So, let's give her some grace a little bit. Let's give her some grace. Yeah, what else am I talking about? Still listening to Conway the Machine. I'm telling you, that album is just so freaking good. I'm listening to it this morning, and one of the songs came on, and Big Mike was like, "Who is that?" I was like, "That's Conway the Machine." It's like, man, the way he mixed those horns and keys was phenomenal. I'm like, yeah, man, y'all, just dope. Nikki and 50 MAGA. Yeah, you think so, Dambrielle? Or do you think that, I don't know. I don't want to say that they're probably MAGA. I think that there's some there has to be something to it. I can't see either one of them just being MAGA. I feel like there has to be something to it that we don't know about. We can't see it, but there's definitely something to it. I don't know, y'all. So I'm not gonna keep y'all long. What else is going on in the news, y'all? Talk to me. Talk to me. What else should we talk about? There wasn't really much. It was just a runoff of what we talked about last week. I am going to be on here on the 30th, that Wednesday. I'm going to do a recap of my 2025. And if anybody would like to join to do a recap of their 2025, just hit me up in Messenger. Um, yeah, just hit me up on Messenger. Or you can also send an email to Vette Green, that's VetteGreen 76 at gmail.com. I thought I could put, I guess I can't type in here. Yeah. Dan Brielle said, no excuse. They are MAGA, a sellout. Dan Brielle said, I'm not playing with them. They are, no excuses. They are MAGA. Yeah. So Beyonce dropped some little hints. Do y'all think she about to drop an album, go on tour? What is going on? Do we have any beehives in the chat? Do we have any beehives? Man, Griselda, what? Gerard, did you listen to the album? Did you listen to Conway the Machine's new album? Man, fire, y'all, fire. I just go back and listen and listen and listen. I keep getting more and more nuggets from it. More and more nuggets. When I tell you his pen game is phenomenal. His pen game. And that's just more of the talent that's here in Buffalo, y'all. More of the talent. Yandy and Mendices and they split. Oh, yes, because Tamar. You know, the way you get them is how you lose them. I'm going to repeat that for the people in the back. The way you get them is how you lose them. Now, I'm not all in Tamar's business. I don't know what's going on in her bedroom. But the allegations are that her and Mendici was stepping out. Now, this is a whole... Now, whether he married or not, he been with Yandy forever. I do not understand, or even understand why, as females, we feel the need to go after somebody who's already in a relationship. I do not get it. I don't get it. Have I ever been in a situation that I was told was complicated? Absolutely. But I found out that is not for me. The complicated situation is not for me, because I want to be able to call you when I want to call you. I want to be able to see you when I want to see you. I'm not taking the back seat. Absolutely not. What I look like. Waiting for you and your girlfriend to be done, and then you can pay some attention to me. I ain't no little dog. I don't do seconds, y'all. I don't. Yeah, Tamar is a mess. I don't even know her, but from what the allegations about Tamar, just she seems like a few females that I've run into. Just when you feel the need to always go after somebody else's person, you really that is some low self-esteem. That's some low self-esteem. When you can't get your own person, you need another person's person all the time. And come on, y'all. I know there's a shortage of men. There's a shortage of black men that's available, y'all. But you might as well swing to the other side and try a different culture rather than trying somebody's man. Then you got you don't even get 100% of him. And then that means what's in his pockets, you got to split because you ain't even, you the other woman or you the other man. So now you guys, y'all, 2026, say that for yourself. I'm not sharing no man. I'm not sharing no woman. I'm not sharing. We got to get out of that. That goes back to we show people how to treat us and how to love us. So if you are accepting of that, how you gonna get mad? And then you know what else trips me out? When females out here fighting, when females out here fighting, and the wife at home. He got two other chicks on the side, and y'all out here looking crazy, and the wife at home. Y'all, did y'all hear about the fight at Amazon in Rochester? Allegedly, that was over a man out here duking it out in the workplace. Send you how I send it, Dan Brielle? Let me see. Oh, okay. I just saw yours, Gerard. I'm sorry. I'm just learning how to do this. Okay, Dembrio, can I add you too? Add. Okay, let me see. Hey,
Hello, good morning to everyone out there. How you
Grand
doing?
Grand Rising to you. We have Gerard. Hey, Gerard, go ahead and introduce yourself and let everybody know where they can find you in the name of the show. It comes on that too. I'm at work when y'all on, but let everybody know where they can find you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Pat G. What it is, and I'm the founder and the host of the Roundtable podcast that has been is running exclusively for 3 years. And you can catch me right here on Facebook at 2 o'clock with me and my team, the lovely Miss Tracy Robinson, but y'all know her better as Mommy T.
Yeah.
And got my boy 40 on there and James Dean. And you can follow me on Instagram at Pat Gerard 2021. And if you want to listen to any of my music, it's on SoundCloud at Pat G910. And as far as Instagram goes, I need about 1,000 followers in order for me to take the podcast live on Instagram and take over there.
Oh.
So please don't be afraid to subscribe and follow me because, well, this afternoon we're going to have a whole lot to talk about, but I wanted to come up here, pull up to the front yard. I'm outside, but I'm pulling up to the front yard on Miss Green. I'm pulling up on the front
Come
yard.
on up to the front yard and let's have a conversation. So let's start with the Nicki Minaj. Did you see her on the In Touch? Did you see her speaking and what she had to say?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I did. And I want to throw my nickel in, not just 2 cents. Let me put my nickel.
Throw your nickel in. Throw your nickel in.
Nicki has mental issues. She does.
Mm-hmm.
And for some of you out there that have been fans of Nicki Minaj since her mixtape on the come up in her first album, Pink Friday, all of you were Barbies then. But now it's just, I feel that Nicki Minaj is the out thing. She's not in no more. You have the Megan Thee Stallions. You have the Cardi B's. You have Shay Noor. You have the Rap Cities. You have all of these talented female MCs that's in. I think Nicki's just joining up, doing this MAGA stuff to stay relevant. Yeah, she may have issues. And she may be going through things at home with her husband, but let's not forget, she married a petty.
See, that too. See, do you think that that's one of the reasons why she's doing that? Is because she would like to get him off? Because the allegations are like both of them were young. I think he was 15 and the girl in question was 16. So do you think that that could be one of the reasons why, like it has to do with her husband? Because that was my first thought, that maybe she's trying to do something to help a family member. Like, why would you do that with them?
Well, it goes back to her having all of these issues mentally, because some of you out there that has a family member or a friend that's going through mental or emotional issues. Some of you may have. But it's always good to step back from the camera or step back from the desk. Take some time off. Go see a therapist, because, hey, therapy is cool. Music is also therapeutic. You writing your journal or get you some soul saving. Going to church is also therapeutic. It's therapy as well. So my thing is, Nicki needs to do some soul searching within herself. Fix whatever is broken. Like, why am I doing this? Why am I here putting myself out there? Will this bring me more fans, or will it destroy the fan base that it took me so hard to build? She needs to step back from the limelight, step away from music for a while, and do a serious emotional soul evaluation.
Yeah, I agree. I think because being off of social media, just for that short time that I was, it just pulling away and not being on so much really does open up I don't know, some peace. Social media can be very intimidating. And then you have those trolls out there constantly saying that, this is wrong with you and constantly just belittling you. I can't imagine going through that on an everyday basis, and then you're absorbing that. And then if your home life is not okay, because the allegations are out there that her husband is stepping out, and that, she's kind of doped up most of the time. These are the allegations. I'm not saying that it's true, and I hope that it's not true. Yeah. And if it is true, where are her people to help her? Where are her people to help her? I don't, Nikki is phenomenal. And I pray that she realizes that she truly is one of the greatest to ever do it out here. Nobody can take that away from her.
Nothing. And I also throw out there that Cardi B tried to warn us about Nikki.
Yeah.
Little Kim, the Queen Bee, she tried to warn us about Nikki.
Yeah.
That Nikki has her ratchet moments. She has her toxic moments.
Mm-hmm.
So all of these things that they were saying is like, we didn't listen, like we didn't take heed. But now we see all this coming out, like maybe the queens, maybe they were right.
Mm-hmm.
Nikki needs to step away for a bit, like you said.
Yeah.
She needs some spiritual help, emotional help. Even Charlamagne the God pointed that out on the Breakfast Club.
Mm-hmm.
And she went after Charlamagne.
Yeah.
Nikki was just coming after everybody. Charlamagne, she came after Cardi and her kids. The one thing,
which is crazy. Why would you do that?
Even in personal, you don't go after a person's family.
Mm-hmm.
Even on a record, you don't go after their family. You leave them out of it.
Yeah, I feel like families are off limits. Kids are off limits. Don't come for mine, because I'm not trying to come for yours.
For me, not my kids.
Exactly. You can say exactly what you want to say about me. Don't leave my family out of it. So we were also talking about relationships, and so the allegations are out there that Nikki's husband may be stepping out on her. Do you feel that if that is true, that she's staying in it for, I don't know, for the sake of just having somebody in her corner?
One, I think, this is me, this is my opinion. I think she's staying, maybe one, for the sake of the kids, if she has some.
Her son, yeah.
Two, she wants to save face, and that's why she's denying all of these allegations. But behind closed doors, we don't know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing, like, okay, for example, I don't want to bring this up, but hey, we thought we knew Diddy. We thought we knew Puffy.
Yeah.
Until the video of him beating Cassie.
Mm-hmm.
We thought we knew Diddy.
Mm-hmm.
We thought we knew Puff. Same thing, we thought we knew R. Kelly. Or some of the things we thought that we knew Nikki, like what she was going through. So
yeah.
I mean, I think Nikki's just doing this to save face and not put too much out for public consumption, or maybe trying to keep the kids from facing shame. That's why, maybe that's also one of the reasons why she's staying.
Yeah. In relationships, do you feel, are you married, Gerard?
I am not married.
Okay. Have you ever been married?
I have never been married.
Okay.
But how can I say this? Every girlfriend at the past I had, I felt like, to me, now this is just for comedy consumption, what I'm about to say, I felt like I was going into a marriage.
So that's how you look at it. Yeah.
Yeah. How Richard Pryor said, God rest the goat. I remember every woman I was ever in love with. I remember all 12 of them. But I never had what you call a sustained relationship.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, when you want to stop being with somebody, you leave. That's what I do.
Oh, you just leave? Do you ghost them? Do you ghost?
No. But for me, I would at least have a conversation. Like, let's work this out. Like, how do we get to this, and how do we fix it how do we recover? How we bounce back from it? But now, this is 2025 and we're entering 2026. But now with these Gen Z kids, they're like, they just randomly stay with somebody and then they go cheat on them. The old school ways are saying, if you don't want to be with somebody, you end it and tell them the reason why. The old fashioned way. I'm old school. I mean, what did I do wrong? And then all of you will probably hear this excuse. It's not you, baby.
It's me.
It's me. It's me.
Oh, I've definitely heard that. I've definitely heard that.
You all have heard that excuse. But deep down, some feel like, baby, maybe it's me. No, maybe it's you.
You know, we're going to turn it into us because that's what we do. We turn it into us. Big Mike said Puffy was known back then, and whoever is realizing it now, just slow to the motion.
They're just catching up.
Yeah, just catching up. Yeah.
We just finding out now about the Johnson & Johnson.
Did you? Man.
We're just finding out now about how bad Puffy was into drugs. He was into pink cocaine, fentanyl.
I didn't even know there was a such thing.
I didn't know there was a such thing as pink cocaine either.
I did not know. That took me all the way back.
and in the process, Puff was not happy. Everyone on Uptown Records had the flyest diva. I mean, Al B. Shore. He had Kim Porter. Puff wanted her.
Doesn't it seem like it's insecurity though? If you look, it seems like it's insecurity. This hair, y'all. It seems like it's
not a crime. You're right. You're right, damn. It's not a crime to have 1,000 baby oil. It's just gross. It's just gross. It's not illegal, but it's gross.
And to have to imagine how insecure you have to be that you have to drug somebody up just to be with you.
Yeah, and there were a lot of, this is the doc, I mean, everybody talked about when it came out. And 50, now we're going to get to 50, but 50 executive produced that. And there were some layers about Puffy that I didn't know, but the thing I knew about the baby oil and stuff. I never went to a Puffy party. Let me say that right now for all those watching. I never went to a Diddy party.
You sure?
Never.
You're not going to be on that roster.
H to the no. But I was saying, I mean, there were things about that doc we knew, but we did not know.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know that Puff wanted to smash Kim Porter. I didn't know about all the accusations he had. I mean, and he messed over even people on his own crew at Bad Boy. He messed over Craig Mack financially.
That's sad. I didn't even realize Craig Mack had passed away. I didn't know that. That really went over my head. I did not realize that. Now, listening to the story, watching the story, did you watch the entire thing of The Reckoning?
I watched all 4 episodes of that doc. And I think it was well put together, and I don't think it was a get back from 50. It was just with all the stuff that was going on with the trial and Cassie and Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi was not a snitch. Kid Cudi was not a snitch.
Why are they saying he's a snitch? Because he told what happened to him?
Yeah, I mean, that saying, Kid Cudi accused Puffy of throwing a Molotov cocktail in his car. Or, for example, just for bragging, or say Kid Cudi accused Puffy of breaking in his house, messing up his Christmas gifts. I mean, it's just so many things. I mean, and the thing about now, look at it on a grown person perspective now, I truly feel that Puff had something to do with Pop getting shot in Vegas.
Yeah.
If those who saw the doc, listen. Now think about it. Puff was a little intimidated or felt bitter about, Puffy was a little jealous about Big and Pac's friendship.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted Big Ball to himself. So Big and Pac, they were tight. Because as you all know, Big used to sleep on Pac's couch. Tupac mentioned Big yet being in the game. He was a big supporter of Big, and they was all good until the Quad Studio shooting in '94, when Pac was still on that trial for that case he called, y'all know.
Mm-hmm.
And Pac got shot 5 times. Who did he point the finger at? Big, Pac, Junior Mafia, and all those there. But it just went there.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Pac was locked up, who comes? Suge Knight.
Yeah.
The intimidated Suge Knight. Money, power,
respect. Doesn't it seem like Suge is turning out to be the nice guy in this thing compared to Puff, right? Now, a few years ago, everybody was looking at Suge like he was the big bad wolf, like he was the worst thing that ever happened. Now, in light of everything, it's like, wait a minute, you know? Yeah, I'm sure he does. Yeah. With Michelle A. No, that was Dr. Dre with Michelle A.
That's something else. I mean, how did Michelle A go from Dre to Suge and have a baby?
Again, that goes to show. I was just saying this. I don't, and that's there is a world where some people sleep with friends. There's a world where I've always been. I just never wanted to be in a group or walk by and it's a group of guys and 4 of them. Then I didn't have like. Y'all go sit there and like I never wanted to be that person. But there is a world where that happens. You know, some people don't have a problem sleeping. You know, they don't look at it like that.
No.
You know, Big Mike said Michelle A was personal, but if you want to say business wise, hanging Vanilla Ice out the window, yeah.
That was intimidating. But you know what was crazy? If you go back to the 5 Heartbeats. That's where Big Red got the idea to hang my man Bird out there. My office hours are from.
Yep, I remember that.
That's where that came from.
Man.
But in actuality, back then, Suge Knight was intimidating.
Yeah.
He was. College football, he used to be a bodyguard for Bobby Brown and them. And 350 built. That dude was intimidating. And
isn't he like 6'4" or something like that? He's a big guy.
Suge was a problem.
Yeah.
You not want at that time. With all these accusations that going back to, I watched the documentary, and one of my mans was on there saying that at first, Big did not want to promote the Life After Death album in LA. He wanted to go over there to the UK to promote, the second album, Life After Death. But Puff was insisting, like, call him up, like, Big staying out here, click. So that makes me think. If y'all have not watched The Reckoning, make sure you watch The Reckoning because it is eye-opening. Some of the allegations that's leading up to it makes you think. It makes you wonder, is it a possibility? Yeah. And then the jealousy and envy that they portrayed him being, and this is more than 2 people said that about Puff. And there is a world where there are some people who are so jealous that they can't see themselves around it. They're jealous of who you are because they want to be you. So they're going to sabotage it. Even down to that Rolling Stone, the cover of Rolling Stone, like Big was supposed to be on there. So they say, but Puffy was like, no, I'm going to be on there. How could you be jealous of your acts? And then I say that to say, it does look like if there is jealousy and envy, then it makes sense that none of his acts made it past that one record.
It was like a one and done. And he had some really good artists. 112.
Yeah,
We still bump into 112.
We still bump into the Faith Evans.
Yep.
And we still, rest in peace, Black Rob, rest in peace, Craig Mack, and financially how we did total. Yeah. And financially how we go back to Craig Mack. And that's why the Locks left Bad Boy, because they wasn't feeling the whole shiny suit thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mace left Bad Boy. And Bad Boy had a strong team. I mean, you had some of you may listen to Diddy Dirty Money. I don't know. Some of y'all still do.
Mm-hmm.
Or some of y'all may listen to what's it, Danny Kane?
Danny Kane, yeah.
Room 2, not 112, but Room 26 or something. And Making the Band. I mean, you gonna make these hungry artists walk from over there all the way to Brooklyn,
right?
To get you a damn cheesecake.
And that is, man, that's where
make it make sense.
Yeah. Make it make sense. And that is miles. How long is that? How far do you think that is to Junior's? Yeah, because that's his neighborhood. Yeah.
Tops.
That's crazy. And that is extreme. But also that makes me think like, dang, how much are some people willing to do for success?
Yeah. And I think the people I think that really got it the worst was Aubrey O'Day and Cassie.
Yeah.
Those two got it the worst.
Yeah. Could you imagine? Like, she may have been great and she doesn't even remember and doesn't want to know. And doesn't want to know.
So that's a hard pill to swallow and wake up.
Yeah.
Knowing that you don't know what happened. And Big Mike said that Junior's restaurant is right in back of the house right here on Flatbush and
DeKalb. Yeah. So he had them walk miles for a piece of cheesecake. That's a power trip. That's a power trip to me. And usually people that be on, that's what I was about to say. Usually people that be on power trips like that have huge egos and low self-esteem.
Yeah, and what's crazy when they were documenting the dude with the bodysuit with the camera, and Puff did not really want to be out in Harlem like that around his own people.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as he got in the car, he's like, I need some hand sanitizer.
Imagine how people feel about that.
Hey, and with a lot of things you didn't know that, and didn't know that his father was a gangster.
Yeah.
And when he got clipped, his mom was working in the after hours spots as a waitress, and she had parties at the crib and have her son all fresh to death in chinchilla coats. And I mean,
did you have friends like that, or have you ever been in situations as a youngster? I know growing up where I grew up, it was nothing for some of our friends' parents to party like that. That it is so normalized. And I look at like my own childhood and think about what they're saying about Puffy. Like, one thing is true and two for certain. You can be groomed by your environment. Your environment can change you into something monstrous. And if you add money to that, then that's what it looks like. He's on this power trip, huge ego, low self-esteem, allegedly, and it turns into that. Years and years of I'm the man.
Yeah. And ego and power trip, man. I mean, Puff, okay, I'll say this. At the time, Puff did some good. He did some good.
Mm-hmm.
The bad, I don't know. They say the good outweighs the bad, but I guess in this case, the bad oversees the good. Because, 'cause. Yeah. It's, I mean, Sean did 10 years for Puff at that Manhattan shooting.
And
He
so,
did 10 years.
and got less than $1 million. He said he'd have felt better if he brought him a $10 million, and he had it. Why couldn't you get this man $1 million for every year he was away from his family?
And that's crazy. And he had to make Big's family pay for Big's funeral.
Yeah. Well, the estate is coming back.
For your man. You got to make this man's family pay this and that for a funeral. Come on, man.
Yeah. Well, the estate, Biggie's estate, is saying that they didn't pay for the funeral, but you can hide things. So
yeah,
they may not think they paid for it, but if you look in the records, they may have paid for it, which is sad. And then I had heard years ago that he wasn't contributing really much of anything to Big's kids. Biggie's daughter has that store in the city where she's selling, merchandise of her dad. I'm not really too sure what the son is doing, but they should have had good lives because how is their father one of the top 5 GOATs? And it doesn't reflect the way these kids are living.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know.
And from the beginning, Miss Valletta Wallace, God rest her dead, she didn't trust Puffy. What kind of grown man calls himself Puffy?
Look, the moms always know. The moms always, that mother's intuition ain't no joke. Anybody my mother told me to watch out for, in the end, if I did not listen, I got the lesson afterwards. She ain't lied. Well, let me ask you before we go, because I do got to get ready. We were talking about relationships, and love and marriage. And I had stated that my mom had said, the first time, and I was like, I don't even want to just say marriage, because some people are in long-term relationships that they may as well be common law marriage. The first time is for love. The second time is for stability. Do you believe that? Or do you think it can be a combination of both?
I think it could be a combination of both, but you also have to take in that love is the highest elevation of understanding. That's what love is. And people take the word love like some people take using the Lord's name in vain. I mean, you don't play with people's. If you are 10 toes down for that person, you stay 10 toes down. But if it doesn't work out, at the same time, y'all can still be cordial, still be there for each other, even if there's kids involved. It's about that respect, and it's also about love. And people abuse love, and some abuse trust. And if you're not at peace, and if you're not at trust, you're not going to have jack nothing.
Yeah.
So I think people should marry for love, stability, and if you are there with that woman, that man or that woman that's going to be there for you, that's your ride or die, that's for life. That's a marriage that, it's a marriage that no person can tear asunder. No matter if the baddest female pull up on now ladies, if the baddest female pull up on your husband and she throwing him, trying to give him some play, give him some cutty, what do? Right? I ain't doing it. That's a trap right there. I ain't doing it. So whatever it is you're looking for, darling, you're not finding right here, because I'm a happily married man, and I'm going home. I'm going home to my wife. So
that's what we would hope happen, but a lot of times it does not happen that way, unfortunately.
Don't get misconstrued. There are some loyal dudes out there.
Yeah, there are.
There are some loyal kings.
Yeah, there are.
And there are some loyal queens.
True.
There are.
True.
There are. So let's not discredit, but there are, okay, how can I say this? There are some male, female dogs out there. Let's say that.
But and I'm glad that you said both sides, because there are some females out here that can be just as doggish as the men. Do you feel, Gerard, and anybody out there listening, why do you feel people cheat in a relationship or a marriage? What do you think the most common reason is?
because I guess to some they want to feel like they can still bag, they can still get away with it, but in the end, you always get caught. You can't always have your cake and eat it too. You may get away with it for like 2 or 3 days in a week. You may sneak around, make a fake number, make up a fake lie and excuse to get yourself out of trouble. But you're gonna have to make up another few more lies just to cover up that other lie.
Yeah.
So you might as well go ahead and tell the truth.
Yeah.
Eventually you're gonna get caught.
Oh, that is one. I'm not saying that I'm perfect, but that's one of the reasons why I don't. Lying for me is like, it's hard enough for me to remember the truth. A lie, and then I got to make up another lie to add to that lie. Let me just tell the truth. Let me just tell you what happened, because I'm not going to be able to remember that lie. Why do you think some people step out, though? Do you think it's for finances, sex, or just affection? Why do you think people step out in a relationship?
Well, I think it's complex because, as you said, some step out just to step out. Some step out financially for that, but I think more so some step out because maybe the fire and the passion wasn't there in the marriage no more. So that's why they go out and get sidelines, mistresses, or in Italian they say go out and get a woman. And all right, how can I say this? At home, you got your wife, but if you got your sideline, she's wifey. So I mean, now ladies, some of you got your king, but I don't know why is it that you ladies want a donkey? Why excuse my language, why would you want a jackass? Why would you want that?
Some people are afraid to commit, I think. I've seen, some people I think are, and this is male and female, just are afraid to commit. And some people also are, when I've seen where a person is so used to having the worst type of relationship that when they find a good person, they'll sabotage it, or they'll think, oh, they're too good for me. Have you ever had a friend, or has that ever happened to you?
Oh man. I know some people that felt some way. And there was this one brother, I ain't gonna mention no name, but he called me a few days ago. He was going through a situation with this lady, and he had lady friends, but they were just friends, that's all. But his girlfriend felt some type of way, and they've been going at it for the past 4 or 5 weeks, not talking. So me and the OG cousin, so I give him some advice. Look, how long have you known this woman? This, that, and the third. Okay. The best thing for y'all to do is to talk it out. Figure out what went wrong. Fix it. Don't go back and forth like high school kids because it's childish. Act your age, not your street size.
Not the amount that's in your pocket.
Yeah. And she supported you, you support her. Is the relationship worth fighting for? And he told me yes. Well, brother, you need to take out all the extras, nobody around, just y'all two talk it out. Don't bring the friends, just y'all two. And y'all sit and work it out like two grown adults.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, he's 22. He's 23.
He's
so
young.
So I have to be the OG. I have to be the big brother. So
yeah.
I'll open up, and now this is my confession. So I'm gonna say this. Once upon a time, not now, but back then, I was in a situation. Hold on now.
Listen, get ready, y'all. It's truth time. Listen, it's hard for men to tell stories about their yesteryears.
This is one of those times where we need a Wendy Williams moment. We need Wendy Williams in 2026. We need Wendy.
She's still around.
This is it. Okay. Here I am. I'm 19 years old. And this is what? 2003. And I already had facial hair. I already had the beard. I had the mustache. No, not the beard, just the goatee at the time. So there was this one time I bagged a 40-year-old woman.
At 19. Did you think you were the man after that happened?
And I felt like I was the man.
That's what I'm doing.
Hey,
she's a woman.
Maybe it was the facial. Maybe it wasn't me. It was the facial. But, and let's just say me and my mother had a long conversation. Mothers no, as you said, mothers no.
Was she ready? Was she ready to choke the 40-year-old up?
No, I just told her, and she hit. My mother hit me with the question: how old is she? You know that. She look dead in your eyes and stare at you like, how old is she?
How old is she?
Everyone has that mother that does that. How old is she? I told her she's 40. She's like, 40.
You would have been able to see the steam coming out my head.
Yeah, and
how long did it last? How long did it last with the 40-year-old?
It only lasted a day.
Oh.
And she made me end it.
Your mom? Oh.
She made me end it.
Oh my God. Let me ask you this. Have you ever gone back and looked her up in your older years now?
No.
Really?
That was a moment in time for me that now I can sit back now and say, I did that. But now I think about the moments and times now that I've had some good relationships and I had some bad ones. And the relationship I have now is that we're in a good place. We friends. We still cordial. And I'm at a place where I have my ups and downs at my job. Certain people at my job I don't like, but I tolerate. There's a difference.
Yeah.
And I have a phenomenal podcast. I have a strong team. Shout out to 40. Shout out to Tracy Robinson, a.k.a. Mommy T. And shout out to James King. I think I'm the first person to ever do a podcast live on Facebook. I think I'm the first one. First time for everything. And my cousin and his wife, they were doing a podcast on Facebook, but they were promoting wine and everything. And for a while they stopped. But me, I kept it going consistently Saturday after Saturday for 3 years solid. And hopefully 2026 will be 4 years. So
good for you.
I have an album trying to come out before the end of this year. I'm in a good place. Some of you may see me dropping pics on my timeline, cigars. Yes, I'm a cigar lover. I'm part of that stogie life. Been a part of it since 2010. So I have a good marriage with cigars.
What's your favorite? What's your kind? Your brand?
I love Maduros, and I fell in love with the Cohiba. The Beehive Cohiba. Cohibas is like next to a Cuban, the holy grail of cigars.
Do you drink as well?
I love wine. I don't do hard liquor.
Okay, what kind of wine?
Hard liquor, because wine is relaxing, it's soothing. I don't do hard liquor.
Okay.
Because hard liquor, if you too much consumption of hard liquor turns you into a very mean person and makes you say the things that you don't really say when you're sober. And when you're sober, you turn into the meanest a-hole on the planet, and nobody wants to be around that. Nobody wants to be around you.
I'm going to go ahead and end this on YouTube. So everybody, make sure you tune in next Saturday right here on Green Links World Entertainment. I will be back at 10 a.m. and catch me live here on Wednesday the 30th. I'm going to do a 2025 recap of the year. And if anybody would like to join me, just let me know. Send me a DM, Gerard, if you are available. Dan Brielle, Tracy, if you're still on, let me know. If you like to join, and we can do a rundown of our 2025, because this year has been something else. So I love y'all, long life. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day on purpose, because you can. You've been blessed by the best. Let me end it over here. Okay.
Thank you for having me.